excited. You're scared. You're sure. Oh, you're unsure. You're ready. You're not ready. It must be interview time. Interviewing isn't something that only a lucky few people are great at. You can be an expert interviewee as well. But like anything else, it takes practice. Of course, interviewing can be stressful, and it's all about doing your best at a stressful time. Often, you have less than a few minutes to convince a stranger that you are the best candidate for the job. This Job Genius segment is a how-to video. How to prepare for the interview, how to ask questions, how to dress, and how to follow up. It's a regular how-to palooza on interviewing. How to do research. Spend some time researching the company online, as well as the specific position you're interviewing for. Familiarize yourself with the company's services, products, mission statement, history, and goals. Review the job description to help you understand how to articulate your experiences and skills that are aligned with the job opening. Here's how. You find a job opening for a receptionist at XYZ company. You Google XYZ and learn on the About Us page that their mission is to help people and help businesses improve. You also learn that they pride themselves on the care and attention they give to everyone that comes in the office. There are some helpful hints here. Now you know that during your interview, in addition to your receptionist skills, you should highlight your experience that clearly illustrates your helpfulness and attention to detail. It can also be helpful to do some research on the specific person you're being interviewed by. See if you can find their professional work history online by using LinkedIn or a similar site. Knowing a little bit of background information can help you relate better when you meet with the person face-to-face. Let's say you look on LinkedIn and the interviewer describes himself or herself as a self-starter that enjoys challenges. He just might be looking for someone who has those qualities too. Wouldn't hurt to point out the time you started that new club in high school. Or perhaps you bring something different to the table. Know how to point out your unique perspective and how it can be a benefit to the job. How to review your resume. You spent so much time perfecting your resume. Surely you know every last word on it, right? Be sure to bring it with you for reference. Still, you want to make sure you really do know everything that's on it because you will be asked specific questions regarding the material. For example, you may be asked about specific software. Know which versions you have worked in and be able to give examples of how you have used it. Also, if you have gaps in employment, be prepared to explain. For example, I continued to work as a babysitter between jobs. Or, after leaving my job as a receptionist, I returned to cleaning hotels for a while I looked for another office position. How to prepare answers to questions. Many first interviews are similar. The employer wants to know right off the bat if you seem to be a good fit for the opening. So they will ask a series of general, open-ended questions, such as, why do you want to work here versus somewhere else? What about this position would you like the most? What is your most significant accomplishment in your past 2 or 3 jobs? Describe how you are highly motivated and act with a sense of urgency. Why should I hire you over someone else? What do you see yourself doing at this time next year? Give me an example of an important goal that you have set in the past and tell me about your success in reaching it. If you've led others to reach the same goal, explain that too. What kinds of things do you do for fun in your free time? You should be prepared to answer any of these questions on a first interview. Being able to answer questions without stumbling over your words shows that you are prepared and serious about wanting the job. A great way to practice is to set up a mock interview with a family member or friend. Thoughtfully rehearse answers to these questions and then have them ask questions as if you were really interviewing. Keep in mind, you will need to be making good eye contact, so practice that as well. This will make you much more comfortable when it comes time to sit face-to-face with your actual interviewer. How to prepare questions to ask. During your preparation, you'll also need to come up with a list of your own questions to ask during the interview. These should include things you want to know about in more detail. Towards the end of the interview, you'll be asked if you have any questions. If you don't, it can come off as unprepared or uninterested. Some appropriate questions to ask are, what does a day on the job look like? What kind of training will I get? What is the biggest challenge I might face? What do you like about working here? What are the opportunities for career growth? What's your hiring process and who's involved? These types of questions show you're eager to learn more about the position and help express your interest in being hired. They also give you more information about how to follow up appropriately. If you don't have any questions, just say, "I think you answered all my questions, thank you." And there are some topics you shouldn't discuss in your interview. Vacation time, sick time, those other jobs you're applying for. Now that you know what to specifically say and ask in the interview, let's talk a little bit about what to bring with you on the big day. Directions on how to get there. If you're uncertain, leave plenty early. Or better yet, do a practice drive the day before to ensure you know exactly how long it takes. Name of the person you're meeting with, your driver's license and social security card, a blank notepad or portfolio and pen, a few extra copies of your resume, a list of references, and a list of prepared questions. How to dress to impress. Your appearance is noticeable and memorable, so dress yourself in a way that creates a positive first impression. When you research the company, find out what their dress code is. Dress the part or one step up. It's always better to be dressed up than dressed down. No wrinkles, stains, strange odors, or holes in any article of clothing. They'll remember you for it, in a bad way. When you're dressed professionally, you feel more professional. It's a win-win. How to be your best. I can't stress enough how important it is to be early to your interview. It not only shows professionalism, but it gives you a buffer in case of an emergency. It's best to arrive at least 5 to 10 minutes early. However, understand that your interview is one appointment in a busy day for the interviewer, so don't expect to be seen earlier than your scheduled time, no matter how early you get there. Be sure to introduce yourself upon arrival and provide a firm handshake with each person you meet. Projecting a positive attitude will help you stand out. Your positive attitude shines when you're yourself and you make good eye contact. It's very natural to be nervous, but don't rush your conversation. Listen intently, remain focused, and choose your words carefully. It's okay to pause and collect your thoughts if you feel the need to. Keep calm. Remember, this interview goes both ways. It's important for the interviewer to evaluate you, but it's equally important for you to evaluate the interviewer and make sure that this is a place that you want to work. How to follow up. In the interview, lay the groundwork for follow-up. Ask the interviewer what the hiring process is. Clarify the hiring timeline and find out who's involved. Find a good balance here. It's like dating. Being overeager isn't ideal, but stand your ground if it's something you want. It will happen if it's meant to be, and if not, your time needs to be invested elsewhere. After you've asked all the questions you wanted answered, show your appreciation to the interviewer. Say a thoughtful thank you and shake hands again. Even though you may be mentally exhausted or overwhelmed at this point, keep the positive energy alive. And one last thing, follow up. A nice thank you card reiterating your interest will help the interviewer remember you and can only help you get the job. A handwritten thank you note shows extra effort, but at the very least, send a follow-up thank you email. Watch our Job Genius After the Interview Next Steps video for examples of follow-up thank you cards. No one wakes up knowing exactly how to master an interview, but anyone can learn the skills with practice and dedication. Learn from your mistakes, keep practicing, and your interview skills will be stronger and stronger each time you interview. Speaking of stronger, are you feeling like a job genius yet? The Job Genius Education Series is presented by Express Employment Professionals. Visit expresspros.com to learn more. Jump on board. Your future awaits. You're getting closer to getting a JOB. What's next? Next steps, of course. Job Genius After the Interview Next Steps explains thank you cards, understanding your pay, and your first day at work.